what's up? Hey, Facebook. I'm so used to being on Facebook. Shit. Hey, YouTube. I don't know why in the hell I keep saying Facebook. Because Facebook sometimes is a fucking joke. Don't get me wrong, it's a damn joke. Guys, I'm telling you what, the wind today is, oh shit, I'm telling you. If you can hear my voice, you probably lucked out because the wind today has been so strong. I mean, it's knocked my internet out. You know, I just have that AT&T shit, so. And I'm watching the weather now. And by the way, I do not own copyrights to the noise you hear in the background. Hey, Pauline, how are you? Y'all getting winds and stuff down there? Tell you what, it's been strong up this way. And I don't know how much rain they're saying, but you know it's supposed to. As far as I know, it's supposed to be quite a bit. So let's see. Oh no, it won't. That won't do anything. I know that's what it's doing here, and the rain. I mean, you can feel it in the air, you know. But I've been keeping an eye on YouTube, watching that Ryan Hall. Oh my God, 6 to 12 fucking inches of rain. Oh God, you know this daggone river is going to get up in the trailer park. It's going to be bad. So I might not should sit around this time and wait for it. But you know, I don't remember how much we got the other day. That little bit that come in. I'm not sure how much came in. Right now, I'm just sitting back relaxing. I'm worn out. Because tomorrow night, probably have to be setting up all day on night. But I'm trying to keep up with it. You know, tornadoes in I think Tennessee's getting, and Texas, some of Texas got a. I know that's me too. I'm hoping to God it don't flood. Because you know, poor this little town, Jackson can't stand much more help. So I'm going to be underwater before we know it. So I just hope that we don't really get it, because it's pretty bad. It gets pretty bad. The other day when it come that little bit, it was right up level with the bank. You know, shit, I'm a long ways. You know, the river is a long ways from being to the level with that bank. But I tell you what, it was up there. I mean, it was right up dead level with that bank. I know. I just hope that where I'm at will be all right. Because you know, I don't remember 30. I think 30 was killed the other day in that flooding and all that severe weather. So I'm hoping this time that everybody can just, you know, get somewhere higher ground and don't. But what gets most of them, they'll drive in the damn water that's over the road. That's what gets a lot of them. And knowing, you don't know if that damn road is still there or not. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it. I mean, it got bad, you know. And I fear it's going to get bad this time. I hope not, but you know, you can just feel the air. The air is different. I'm gonna go smoke, y'all. If I don't, I'll wind up laying there and going to sleep. And I'm not wanting to lay there and go to sleep. So we did just get a scan there. That's good news. Tornado warning in. Oh, that don't show where it's at. It expires in 31 minutes. Whoever's getting it. All right, guys, if y'all just coming in, please say hello. Let me know that you are watching. But yeah, y'all, the wind is strong as hell. So I don't know. I hope it don't really do real bad. I know it was hot today, man. I got in the car to go pick my sister up from work. The car said 91 degrees. I was like, oh my God. That's what's going to cause it to be real bad, I think. Because where it's been so hot today, and it's been hot for the last, well, no, yesterday really wasn't. I mean, it warmed up later on in the evening, but it was cold yesterday morning. It stayed cold for a little while too. And then finally around, I guess a little after 2, around 2 yesterday evening, and then it started warming up, so, but, you can just feel the air. I mean, it's in the air. You can feel the tension in the air. It's on its way. I fucking dread it. Hope I'm not in the bed asleep and the water gets right up in the trailer. Shit, that'd be all I need. I've been through that once before. That was when me and Mom was in it. I just knowed we wasn't going to make it out of that alive. Listen to my wind chimes, y'all. Look. See. Guys, that wind and my building. I'm surprised my little metal building ain't already worn itself out. Because there ain't much hope in it. And some of the new ones. Oh, Lord, Pauline, I don't know. I have no idea why. Oh, yeah, I love my wind chimes, but I wouldn't know why unless maybe it's not set on public. I don't know. That's YouTube for you. They always pulling some kind of shit. But I would like to start doing lives on Facebook more. I haven't done a Facebook Live in a long time. So, Pauline, you need to look me up on Facebook. Y'all, everyone that watches on here does, so we can go live on Facebook. I think the Facebook Live is more, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's a better platform. I think it's a better platform. You don't got to have all this big fancy shit that people's got. You know what I'm saying? I just like to be simple, get on here and talk. So, and yes, of course, the neighbors is out and my dogs is, yeah, but Pauline Keith Crank is what you look for on Facebook. Oh, we are? Hey, VIVL. Hey, V. We'll just say V. Yes, if you're just coming in, please say hello. Let me know that you are here so I can give you a shout out. Yes, I shout out everyone that says hi. I'm like, hey, 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 get all excited. But tonight, guys, I can't seem to really get excited because I don't know what this storm's going to do. And it terrifies the shit out of me. The wind blows. I'm telling you what, I did get in contact with FEMA to try to get my roof fixed. I sent you a song request a while back. Oh, you did? Lord, I need to get on there. Now, I know some people, I wish I could play like the guitar or some kind of instruments, but I can't play shit like that, I can sing, I'm not the best of singing, but, at least I try. I'm not ashamed, I think God gave us all a voice for a reason. We might not sound the best, but hey, the Bible says make a joyful noise unto the Lord, so, if you can play the tambourine, that's something. Now, I can play tambourine. I used to play tambourine when I was in church. I miss church and stuff. But it's just so many snakes in church anymore. You just don't know what to believe and what not to believe. One will tell you one thing, another will tell you another thing. So I just quit going. I don't know what to really believe no more. Thank you, Pauline. I tried my best to. And if it's a song I know, but now if it's a song I don't know, I try to either learn it or I'll like listen to it over and over for a few times, and then I'll, eventually pick up how the words go with the music, and I'll go by that. But if I can't get it right, just like it, at least I tried. But yeah, I do too. I miss going to church. I had a lot of church friends, and they, always helping one another. But just so much evils in church anymore. And they always talking down on people. A lot of churches will talk because a man lets his beard grow out, lets his mustache grow out. You know, that's God ain't going to worry about when he comes back, he's not going to care what we're going to look like, our physical bodies. He ain't going to worry about our physical bodies. He's going to worry about what's on the inside. What's in your heart is what God's going to be after. He ain't going to care what you look like. Yeah, that's all it is. I'm telling you. And they always are sending them little offering plates around. I don't make enough to pay no tithing. Really? I get I get a check a month, but what good does, that barely gets me by to paying the bills. But you can't seem to tell those church folk that because they don't care. They still want their 10% of it. It does say like lay your treasures up in heaven, but it don't necessarily mean lay money up. In God's time, they didn't have money. They had like shackles or shekels, whatever you want to call it, and like animals. It wasn't nothing to do with like root of all evil, the money. It wasn't about that back in that day. So, what would they think if we took, say, a piece of silverware? If it's silver, back then, they were putting silver, they were taking silver and gold to God, to Jesus, and doing burnt offerings. So, he don't have to be about money. The tithing can be anything. It just says lay your treasures up in heaven. To me, if it's something down here on earth that I cherish, if I put it in that offering plate, if it's small enough for the offering plate, I'm laying that's to me, that's treasure. That I think that would be, when I get to heaven, that my treasure will be, I have it. So I don't think it's got really anything to do with money. I honestly do not. I think that's just like you just said, money racket, because these preachers and all that is out for the damn money nowadays. Money, and that's destroyed the world. Because you ain't going to find no old time religion. The way my grandma and all those was back in the day, you ain't going to find them kind of humble people no more. All those have gone on. And kids now just knows about the new stuff that the preachers are teaching now, which a lot of it is nonsense to me. I do read my Bible. I have a King James Version Bible, and it is a Schofield Bible. It tells me where to go and look for certain things from the Bible. I do study on that. I'll go and I read my Bible. I'm not ashamed of it. I do use foul language. I'm not ashamed of it. But, I don't claim to be all holy, sanctified, and all that. So when God gets ready to call me, God will help me to quit the things I do. But until then, I don't feel I've been condemned of anything, any of that stuff. So if he condemns me of it, I'll eventually quit it. But for now, people out there on them four-wheelers and shit in it pitch black dark. Guys, my nose feels like it's trying to stop. Sinuses, it's damn allergies and stuff. But because I blow it, nothing comes out. That's right, Pauline. The Lord knows your heart. He knows if you're doing good or not. a lot of these people claim to be, Jesus and all this, claim to be good Christian folk. Don't get me wrong, I don't judge that. What they do is their business. But don't play church on a Sunday and do the worldly things throughout the week. You're going to be judged for that, because the Bible says you either come to him either cold or hot. Lukewarm's not going to get you into heaven. So I'm sorry to say that a lot of these preachers and a lot of these so-called Christians, I'm not throwing off on everybody, because not all Christians are, there is still some good people. But a lot of these that are saying, holy, holy, and Lord, Lord, God's going to say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Because I don't judge them, but I know how their heart is. They're always putting me down, so by the fruit, that's right, Pauline, exactly. You will know them by the fruit they bear. If they sow bad fruit, they'll reap bad fruit. Saturday sinner and Sunday. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. Friday and Saturday, they out here partying, drinking, Oh, yeah. Jesus drunk wine back in the day. Yeah, he may have sipped on wine, but he didn't get drunk. He didn't get staggering drunk and then preach no sermon. Because, he turned the water into wine. I understand that. But it wasn't the kind of wine they're thinking that they could sit there with all this alcohol and just keep drinking. It said that, it didn't say Jesus drunk enough to start staggering. But that's on them, Pauline. They're going to be judged for that, because I'm going to be judged for what I do, and each of us will be judged for what you guys do, what we all do. We each have our own day in judgment. So I'm looking forward to mine. I used to be scared to death of dying, but not now. No, I'm not a bit terrified of dying. I used to be, because you either have fear over, how's that saying? Faith, though. You either have one of the two. You either have faith over fear or fear over faith, because you can't have both. So I don't fear dying anymore. Used to that, I was terrified to even talk of death. But now, Pauline, because it's appointed unto man once to die, and then after death is judgment. So I may not be ready, but if he calls my number, I'm gonna have no other choice. And then that aunt of mine, her son died, I think the 28th. I think he just died the 28th of that. And they buried him just like a week ago. Yeah, my Aunt Min's boy. And he was just 52 years old. No, I used to be terrified of death. But, I was at the hospital. I watched how Mom went. She died so peacefully. It was just sounded like she was snoring, Pauline, because she was snoring when she was asleep. And that's how it was when she was up, when we had to make the decision to unhook the life support, which Mom didn't want on life support anyway. And they kept on telling me that it was just like temporarily. Well, no, the whole time she was in there, they had her hooked to that. He had some kind of leukemia, Pauline. It was cell B, like it was cancer, but they called it was a cell B, like the non-Hodgkin, like the lymphoma cancer. And See, he had went into remission once from it. You know, it went in remission. It went away. Then it come back, and I guess when it come back, that was it. You know, they wouldn't know. And he was just 52 years old. You know, that's young. Which now pretty much all the men on my side of the family, all the guys have died. Shoot, I can't. You're for them daggone winches. See, all the men have pretty much just, died young. See, I lost that brother when he was 30. You know, and he died with a heart attack. Then mom, well, yeah, and mom had two brothers to die when they were 49. You know, all the men are young. Dad was just 55 when he passed. And then another of my cousins, Aunt Toyley's boy, he died, I guess, about 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, somewhere around there. It wasn't really long ago. And Pauline, I honestly don't know what he died of. I didn't even know he was sick. But he died, and he was young. He was just like 40 something. So yeah, the men they all young. They die young. Even on my dad's side, he had one brother to live, like I think his 60s, but he died. Cancer took him. It's either cancer or heart trouble in my family. Cancer or heart trouble is one of the two leading causes of the death on my side in my family. So guys, the tornado warnings, they're in Indiana. So it's in Indiana, Tennessee. Some parts of the Kentucky is getting under the tornado watch for now. Thunderstorm warnings is in Indiana. So it's coming. It's headed toward us. I don't know what time it's going to be up here, but I sure hope it weakens by the time it gets up here. Because we sure do not need to have another flood waters or none of that stuff. Because, I mean, we have been through enough. But, yeah. Oh, Pauline, I didn't know you was following me on Facebook. But, yeah. But now you may be on my old account. See, I had to make another one because my old account was hacked. You know how them damn hackers get in there and them scammers and all that stuff. They get in there and they hack the account. So I had to make a new one. And in that one, I think it's the same picture that's on my profile on here. I've got the green hat on, green cap on. If you don't have that one added, Pauline, go and send me a friend request, because I would love to just rather do the lives on the Facebook, because to me it's easier to work with. And the monetizing's a lot easier. You know, you don't have to. You know, and that's just like the more that watch and the more views, you just get like a couple cents each time. But I mean, that's going to add up eventually. So that every little bit's going to help. So Pauline, yes, go and send a friend request to that account if you haven't already got that one on there. But I'm going to get off in here because I'm going to follow up on the weather, and then to see whether or not I'm able to go to bed tonight, because if it's going to be, badly, I'm just probably set up for a while. If I set up, though, I may come back on live. And but y'all, please take care, stay safe. If you hear my voice, know that the severe weather is on the way. So be careful if you're out there and have to travel. But if you've not already went and subscribed to my channel, y'all, please go and do so. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Pauline, go and send a friend request to my new account. All right, love you guys. See y'all next time.